it's your turn in this meeting. So members, we want to hear what's going on in your world, and feel free to share. Is there anyone that would like to kick us off?
Hi, Jeremy. It's Mary Mulder with Broward County in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving,
Great,
everyone.
Mary. Thank you.
Broward County, we've been celebrating National School Lunch Week. We had our annual poster contest. We also celebrated our veterans on the 12th of November. Our goal was community engagement so that our community understands the National School Lunch Program, the breakfast program, by inviting grandparents, veterans, people that normally would not be in the schools to see what we do to support our program, and to encourage their children, their family members to participate in our Universal Free Breakfast Program, CEP, and our Universal Free Lunch Program. Obviously, we're going to celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday and also winter break holiday. And we're doing something a little bit different this year for our winter break meal, which is actually called our holiday meal. We're serving meatloaf this year. Instead of serving turkey, we're going to try meatloaf with a sweet potato. So that's what's going on in Broward. And we'll be forwarding some National School Lunch pictures to you, and some Veterans Day pictures to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, would you please forward some of that? Because even the Veterans Day, we will definitely highlight all of that. Mary, thank you. Appreciate it.
Glad to hear that, Mary. Thank you. I'll be down for meatloaf. It sounds delicious.
I'll share just a little something, Karen and Gwinnett. We sort of dipped our toe into the plastic-free lunch day this week, and it was a last-minute decision. We wanted to be involved. So we just tested it at 2 of our schools, an elementary school and a middle school, Wednesday and today, Thursday. And it was great. So we changed our menu a little bit, took all the plastic off the lines. The school was really excited. The principal was definitely supportive. Teachers, there was a cheerleader teacher at each school, so that really helped. But we wanted to just sort of see how it went, because we're hoping to do district-wide for Earth Day in April. So it's on our social media page on Facebook, and I'll post pictures tomorrow of how it went yesterday and today. So thank you for that information.
Wow, thanks. Please share that with us for sure, because we'd like to lift that up as well. Especially how you publicized it and let the community know. That would be really, we'd love to know how you did that. Thanks, Karen.
Yep.
Great. Also, I noticed Katie put in the chat, if there's something you'd like to, a topic or something you'd like to see at our winter meeting in February, please let us know that too. I see Sharon has her hand up.
Okay, so today was our big Thanksgiving meal, our turkey meal. And so that went very well, and had a lot of parents come into the schools and see a great showing of our department. And also, after October being a focus on farm to school and local food, we purchased a truckload of ground beef out of Texas, and using our local food grant money. And so we were excited to start serving that last month to our kids. And even more surprising was that some of them, without the marketing, just asked, did something change with the ground beef? And so we were surprised that they even noticed that there was a change before we even marketed it.
So different taste profile, do you think, or what?
Well, the comment I got was more that the color was a little bit different. So I think that was the clue, is like in taco meat or something where it didn't have a sauce over it. They thought it looked a little bit different, but not a negative thing.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Glad to hear that. Mark? Or maybe your hand's up from before.
No, it's up this time.
Okay.
Okay, with Orange County, Mallory and our sustainability manager, Karina, gleaned that corn at one of our farms. So they did a good job with that. We have pictures and everything with that, and they took some students out there with them. So they had a great time out there at the farm. This whole week, our Florida Department of Agriculture is here training, not training us, but training other districts in Florida, because they needed some space, and we provide the space. Yesterday, we celebrated the National Educational Support Professionals through the district for our employees and managers. We did it here at our district office, and we did it at every one of our schools to make sure we celebrate those, how much they work for us. And then we had Mallory also did a podcast with Next Gen. And it was a pretty good one. They was in there a couple of hours, so just can't wait to see that. So look out for that. They talked about multiple things. And then just an update on our birthday bites. Our birthday bites is where parents can get schedule a birthday party for their students in the classroom, and we take care of it, and we use our product instead of them bringing product here from outside, which we don't allow. And as of today, for this year, this is our third year doing it, I think. Just for now, we made about $40,000 in sales in just birthday bites. So that's it for Orange County.
You know what, Mark
That is
and Miller, if you guys could send like a form that parents fill out, or I know you've shared this before with best practices, but we'd like to enhance that. Is there a form they fill out? Is there a list of products that you allow them to pick from? You know, how does that actually work? And then how do you build them? That it would be really helpful. We could put a little something together, like a little toolkit.
Yes, we can send you that. We have a link that you go to.
Perfect.
That every parent can go to, and they do the link, and they just put the money on school pay. So
Okay,
we'll make
Cool.
sure we send you that link.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark. We'll go to Palm Beach. Allison.
Okay, we had a couple different promotions for Halloween. We did a Halloween promotion where we had the Rice Krispie treat that we gave away to students, and also a fruit slushie that they could select for their fruit choice if they wanted to. Our Thanksgiving meal was this past week, and we gave away pumpkin spice cookies with our Thanksgiving meal if they participated with us. We also celebrated National Pickle Day where they could get a pickle. And we have two other things: our Thanksgiving Day, our pre-Thanksgiving meal distribution that we partner with a local food bank. They go into 4 different schools, and parents can come and pick up meal boxes. They're about 40-pound boxes of food where they can get for up to 100 of their kids so that they can make it through the gap week. We wish we could do that at every school, but at least we can work that with 4 schools. So we did that pre-Thanksgiving, and we'll do it again at the pre-winter break. And then also we've been working with our student council president in the district, and the student council sort of adopted school food service this year as one, or actually last year, as their goal. And they knew that we had free meals, and they were very concerned that students, their fellow students, were not participating, and they were wondering why, because they knew that we had free meals. So they wanted to help us determine that. So we put a survey out to all middle schools and high school students, and so far we have 9,000 responses. So it's going to be interesting collecting that data, reading through it, and I think we're going to find that a lot of it is that they just don't have access because there isn't enough mealtime. So we all know that, but it's going to be nice to actually hear it from the students and see what else is in there too. So we're looking forward to reading through those results.
That's great.
Allison, we just got the final report from the study that was done with Temple through Amy and the Philadelphia district on the exact why do kids not participate when meals are at no charge. So I would like to offer this to you, that we would help synthesize that data. If you need help, you let us know.
Oh,
And
thank
we
you.
will definitely have someone that could help you do that if you need help doing that.
Thank you. That would be wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just loved that this was, it's students for students. So I think
absolutely.
it
Student led is
that's
fantastic.
good
Yeah.
response.
So let us know if you need any help, and we could help with that. So
Thank you.
great.
Thank Allison. I looked up and both hands were up, so I'm going to go with Whitney next, and then we'll go to Austin after that.
Sounds good. Hi everyone. So in Portland, last Friday, we were excited. We had a recipe that was shared with us. It was it tied into our Harvest of the Month butternut squash, but it was a shared recipe from in a collaboration with the Indigenous Peoples Working Group here in Oregon, and we had a roasted harissa butternut squash over quinoa with an herb yogurt sauce. And recipe was created in collaboration with Chef Nephi Craig, who flew up here and did a segment on our local news station on AM Northwest prior to our service. And so we also had our extension, OSU extension SNAP Ed services create education materials that went out to all the teachers around squash and the value and importance of squash in Indigenous culture. So it was a really cool collaboration that it touched the education side of the house. It made the cafeteria a learning space. The kids could see that come to life when they came and got to try it in the cafeteria on Friday. So that was a big hit across the board, and just kind of bringing some of the Indigenous flavors to our cafeterias this month. And then we'll have our local turkey and mashed potatoes featured tomorrow in local gravy. So that is it's just some fun food things this month. Thanks, Jeremy.
Great. Thank you, Whitney. Ryan?
And just let you know, Jeremy, yes, Whitney's hand was up before mine, so you're good. But hey, it's always, if you're curious. No, here in Austin, much like our friends down in San Antonio, yes, we've been doing Thanksgiving feasts. This week and last week, we try to break it up. We ask schools to do different days because just of the sheer volume. Like for the elementary school I volunteered at today was, we do about 400 kiddos we serve, but we serve about 600 adults. And so it's just huge volume across the district for the last 2 weeks. So we are ready for a break. We are ready to take off for next week for Thanksgiving break, and we're looking forward to that. But it was a huge success for the district. And I just tell all the families about why we're excited about it. It's an opportunity to build that trust within the community and just show what we do. I love seeing for any schools that don't do it, it's such a great thing because it allows the parents come to the schools. You see so many kids it's like taking their mom and dad to work, where they show, well, this is where I get my lunch, this is where I sit. And it's such a great moment. And working in elementary schools really just reminds us what we do, who we feed, and the passion behind it. So it's been great. 2 marketing updates I'll share is we've been up this huge project. I've been updating about 30 serving lines in elementary schools. And then plus I'm building about 15 elementary schools. And so we've got major construction that we're going on here in Austin. And one thing I made a big difference on is 2 things. One, self-service for fruits and vegetables where the kids are grabbing it. We got some pushback from the principals, but I'm a big believer of it. It builds that, again, that customer service piece where kids are grabbing, put it in the tray. We're seeing less waste on that. The other big change that I've done is I moved the milk to the cashier stand. I did these cold drop-ins near the cashier stand. So many times we see where the kids just line up when the kids get out of class. There's 30 kids. They all get by that milk cooler and they just like grab stuff, and then they're just grabbing milk. They're not drinking it. And so now as we put the hot food first, so they see that they see that our worker with a smiling face that they want to prepare that hot food. They see that entree. And then also we've seen is even less milk go out by probably like 20%. So, and then the last marketing piece I'll share is people always follow us is one idea that myself and Lindsay came up, my marketing specialist came up with is we are doing, it's called a champion. And what we did, we emailed all of our schools and said, hey, who is a teacher or office or somebody who buys lunch all the time? And then we had our staff nominate somebody. They emailed us who. So then we emailed out that person and we said, we went out and visited the school, did a little interview on them, what they like, what's their favorite. We gave them one of our t-shirts that everybody loves where it says, I love school lunch so much. It's obviously, if you're in Austin, it's a big deal because that's an iconic mural that's here in Austin. So they get a free t-shirt. And then obviously it's our way to build that trust with the teachers who talk to the parents, who see the kids. And it shows that, hey, it's a way to build meals, build adults, and build that trust with the families to drive our lunch sales. So it's kind of a cool little way we're doing that.
That's very super cool. If you have any pictures of when you've been there giving that t-shirt to a teacher, we would love to amplify that in social media.
I will.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I will. We just did our first one. Lindsay just went to a school. So our goal is to do, I want to say we're doing, what we want to do is 2 a month, an elementary and a secondary,
Okay.
1 a month, a champion a month, and then they kind of do that. But yeah, I'll definitely share that. It was a little idea that me and her concocted up, and yeah, it's just elevate our program. We're not just kid food too, like we're adult food, and to drive that.
Wonderful. Great. Thank
Absolutely. So I'll get that up.
For those updates. And you are going to be busy with building schools, it sounds
Oh,
like.
we are. It's there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that takes a lot. Great updates there. Who else?
Dallas. Hey, good
Hi.
afternoon, everyone. How are you? So yeah, we did yesterday. We at Dallas ASD we did have the Thanksgiving meal. The schools at all the schools. That was a very good promotion. I had the opportunity to actually visit a few sites, and then that was a very successful. The kids they did love the menu. Today I even received pictures from a few of the staff, like the kids provided like thank you notes because of the meals. So I was like, oh, that was very nice. Tomorrow will be our big day of plastic-free day at all our schools. So we are very excited about that. All the schools are being encouraged to actually set up a table with all the plastic that they're not going to be using that day tomorrow. As you all know, hunger does not stop for Dallas ASD and for everybody else. So next week, Monday, we're going to have a meal break distribution. That's going to be sponsored by the district. So we have selected 11 schools where we're going to be providing breakfast and lunch, 3 days worth of meals for the community. And also we do have actually colleges open where our Dallas ISD students attend. So we're going to be operating Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week also. That's normal. Yes. Thank you.
You could send us pictures of those tables of the plastic they're not gonna
Will
use again.
do. Will
All
do.
of that helps us so much to amplify what you all are doing. And showing that as an alliance, we are really engaging in some of these activities. So that's great, wonderful. Oh, that's great stories today, guys.
Thank you, Eric. We had a number of our members at the Shelf Stable Milk Summit, so I know Maggie shared a little bit, but if I didn't know if Nelson or Sean or Monique or Seattle, the ones on here, you sent some folks on your team if they came back. Just any reflections you have from that, we'd love to hear too.
Sure thing. I think so I brought it back to some of our leadership, and we absolutely want to explore a pilot as it pertains to using some shelf stable milk kind of more on a consistent basis. In New York, predominantly, we're just using it as an emergency item or an item to use when the power goes out or whatever it might be. So we want to explore, maybe some of our more challenging schools that I don't have refrigeration space. We want to target some charter schools that have some limited space. We also want to maybe target before and after long breaks as a potential pilot time. So we're going to get groups together and really identify and try to explore something for the new year. So we're excited about that. Just a few updates from New York. We have a new chancellor, so we are taking advantage. She is doing 5 listening tours across all 5 boroughs, and she is opening them up to the community, all parents and administration. So we're piggybacking off of that, and we're providing samples. We had the first one this past Tuesday, and just a great opportunity for us to get some samples in front of parents. As you know, they're the ones behind those lunch boxes, whether they decide or if a student participates in our program or not. So it's been a really great opportunity for us to get to know the new chancellor, hear some of her areas of focus or pillars of what she wants to build in her administration, and then just an opportunity for us to provide some samples to folks who might not necessarily see them or might have a perceived kind of idea of school food. So it's been nice to surprise a few folks. We have been working for about 9 months on getting an Instagram page approved, and we finally received approval about a week and a half ago. So we'll be launching our Instagram page come January. We're excited about that. That's a new platform that we've never had. Prior to this, we've always just shared the platform with New York City Public Schools, which was a very limited platform in the sense that we couldn't have too much activity because they did want to have balance across all offices. So this will give us some freedom that we didn't necessarily have before. We're very excited about that. Come December, we're going to be introducing some new menu items. We have some Egyptian chickpeas. We're going to be bringing back the falafel, which we had prior to the pandemic, and we'll be introducing a margarita pizza. And that's pretty much it for us.
Great,
Great, thanks.
Nelson and Maggie. Well, I don't know. I've got an echo here, but Nelson, Maggie, if you guys would touch base with me, because we may potentially have some funding for pilots for shelf stable. There've been some conversation that came out of this summit. So please just touch base with me once you start thinking that through, and we'll see if we've got something that might help with some of those. And I know Dallas as well. I'll touch base with Eric and Debbie, because Dallas put out a request for information to go shelf stable district wide, and it was amazing because it was right the day of the summit, so we got to announce it at the summit, and everybody was pretty excited about that. So just touch base with us when you get your plans kind of under.
Will do. We'll be sure to reach out.
Anyone else?
I'm happy to speak, although I wasn't at the Shelf Stable Summit, but I heard great things from my team that was there. Today is Baltimore City's holiday meal, so it was delicious. I went to a school nearby and tried one. Also on Tuesday, we had our first ever CEO pardoning of the turkey from Great Kids Farm. Our farmer brought it into the school that is right next to our headquarters office. The first graders, or actually it was the kindergartners, I think, kindergartners and first graders staged a protest to save Ted, the name of the turkey. Right as the camera started, Ted decided to get frisky, as the news reports called it, with the two lady turkeys that had been brought. So that made it into it, but the mayor came for it and pardoned the turkeys. It was a little bit over the top, but it was funny, and it was a nice moment of levity for us this week. So I'd be happy to share that media coverage.
Please.
And then a promotion that we're actually just really excited about. I've been trying to figure out a way to finance some free adult meals in our district, just because we think it will be very beneficial, just for adults, but as well as, challenging the stigma around school meals. And we've gotten our CFO to sign off on doing 3 free meal days in February. So the week of Valentine's Day, we have 2 days off. So it's only a 3-day week for us, but we're going to do free adult meals that week. And we currently have a partnership with the Hopkins School of Public Health. They're trying to help us actually study the impact of providing free meals to adults, both from adult dietary behaviors, food insecurity, but also things like absenteeism, perception of meals, and then also looking at any potential impact to student participation. So we are very excited about that. And I would say those are big 2 updates around Baltimore.
Thanks, Liz. You can't take Ted the turkey anywhere, can you, anymore? I tell you. That's a fun idea. All right,
Hi.
anyone else? Yes.
Hi, Jeremy. This is Samhar from Seattle. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. Hi, everybody. I did attend this summit, the Milk Summit, which was really fun and exciting. Got to talk on the panel and also kind of just pick people's brains on, I think there was one other district there that was also fully implemented the shelf-stable milk. We fully implemented it as of last school year in a very short window. But, now in year 2, we've definitely, kind of gotten rein on it and have a better understanding, have our vendors set up, and it's been very successful in our district here in Seattle. So it was just nice to be there and talk to different people. And I mean, we have the options, and some districts have the options of, still having what was it called? Gable top? I forget the term. But like Katie said, it was just about, keeping milk on the kids' lunch tables and having it available to them and keeping that a part of school lunches. So, with more support from like the USDA and being able to pilot us getting it through OSPI, we're able to continue to provide shelf-stable milk across our district. And it's been really successful for us, like I said. As far as waste goes, participation has actually, doubled. Breakfast participation has really skyrocketed, and the kids are just really enjoying it. And now that I know I can order strawberry, I just can't wait to see what happens with that. So I think kids will be really excited to see the different flavors. But yeah, so that's just an update from Seattle. We did attend the summit, and it was nice to just hear everybody's thoughts and learn a little bit more.
Thank you. I appreciate you being there too. Well, it is great to see each of you. I don't know if
Jeremy, I'm
Amy's
gonna
still
add
on
one
here.
thing in, please, before you close off.
Yeah.
But next year, now we just elected our 2 new directors at large. But next year, Keith has only 1 year left with us. So people, please think about someone that you might suggest for a director at large, because we'll have that opening. And it really comes from the membership of people that are not necessarily directly engaged in school nutrition, but you think might serve as a good resource on our board for director at large. That's always a little bit more difficult for us to find good directors at large. So please think about that. And then Jeremy, I'll pass it back to you.
All right. And I'll just wrap it up and say thank you for what you do. We appreciate your investment in USFA as members. And today we had every district on the call. That doesn't always happen because life is busy. So it was great to see a representative, at least one from every district today. And we're thankful for you. And I hope you enjoy the break. Thanks for what you do to feed our kids and our adults.